Rosh Hashanah is mentioned twice in the Chumash. The first time it's called Shabbaton Zichron Teruah, literally an ultra Shabbos, if we can say it, of Zichron, remembering, and Teruah is generally understood as sounding of the shofar. It's also the idea of heralding, and they are intertwined ideas in this context, because the idea is that we're heralding the Torah as a system of values. That's one of the ideas of Rosh Hashanah. The second time it's mentioned, it's called Yom Teruah, literally a day of Teruah. It's emphasizing the aspect of the shofar and the aspect of heralding. Now, in Rosh Hashanah, most of what we know about it comes basically from ancient traditions that go back to antiquity. There is not all that mentioned about it in the Tanakh. The Gemara is considerably more detailed. So what we have is basically ancient traditions. The prayers for Rosh Hashanah are called Malchios, the language of coronation, of making a king, Zichronos, remembering, and Shofros, the shofar. Okay? You also have other pairs or triplets that are kind of like each other. You also have in the prayer Unesana Tokef that Torah, Tshuva, repentance, and tzedakah, charity, will banish the evil of a decree. Again, you have the two or three. With the sounding of the shofar, you have three distinct blasts. You have a tekiyah, which is a long, extended blast. You have a teruah, which is basically a series of short blasts, staccato blasts, and you have shvarim, which is basically three moderate blasts. The shvarim and teruah are really both considered teruahs, but there's a discussion in the Gemara which is the true one. So as a result, we do both of them in various forms to be sure that we have satisfied our obligation to properly sound the shofar. However, it's more than just that. The idea of a shofar is that of representing crying. The tekiyah is a wheel. The teruah is sobbing. The shvarim is like moaning. Three aspects of crying. And all of these things basically tie into the themes of Rosh Hashanah. The idea of prayer and the idea of zichronos are similar in this concept. The idea is that you're supposed to go through a self-evaluation, soul-searching at this time. Often prayer is considered just a simple request, and you have words that purely express that idea, but tefillah is, so to speak, a person is saying that the request should be granted basically by justifying his value as an individual. And one should only do that before God. And when you do that, that's the idea of recalling a person's deeds, including if it's a request for forgiveness, their past bad deeds. It also involves a system of values. Now, there's a living aspect to this. So to speak, we're justifying our value of a human being according to the favor that we have in God's eyes. That's the basic idea. And so to speak, God had what he likes and what he dislikes written down in the Torah. That is the aspect of tefillah. The aspect of teruah is the aspect of proclaiming or espousing the Torah as a system of values. It's often looked at in terms of malchiyos, of proclaiming God as the king of the world, that we all should want to find favor in his eyes. We should all conduct ourselves according to the fundamental message of the Tanakh. That's the idea of teruah. And the reason that it is said separately is to emphasize that that's the basic idea of the holiday. We want to say that that Rosh Hashanah should have a happy aspect of it, and that the happy aspect of it is the greater aspect than the idea of requesting forgiveness and expressing regret. The idea of the shofar is basically music. You have standards, written standards, and those are intellectually pleasing. They appeal to a person's mind. When you're talking about music, it appeals to the person's heart. So as a result, if you sing something, you are expressing your love for the idea, or you're expressing your concerns. That's the idea of music. And when you have the idea of zichron teruah, what the message of the Chumash is that you have to have both the right ideas and the right feelings and the right expression of them. That's why it doesn't just simply say zichron and hachrazah or levasir. These are the aspects of heralding, which would be the ideas. It doesn't say Yom Tikya in Teruah, when in fact the word Tikya is the purer idea for blasting of the shofar. Rather, it has one of each to show that they both are essential parts of the holiday. That essentially we have to have both in the proper intellectual framework, that's zichronos, as well as the proper emotional and the proper actions to be a proper Jew and to express and teach these ideas to all people. Thank you.